They played me on that one. They played me on that one. Let me see if I can get my brother Mike right. Let me see. It's a mute. I cannot. Let me see. Let me see one thing. Let me see one thing. I can hear your background in the background, good brother. All right. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to learn how to work this demonstration. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to work this demonstration. All right. All right. I'm working on some stuff, family. I want to make sure y'all can hear. So Islam family on the phone. Can you say something to the people? Let me make sure they can hear you. It's the first time I try to call through Google Voice. Islam? My brother on the phone, are you there? Islam? Hold on. Working out some stuff. Give me a second. Where we at? Hold on. Trying to work out some stuff. I think I done muted myself by mistake. Let me get it together. Okay. Islam family, you there?
Yeah, family, what's going on?
All right, give me 1 second. Let me adjust your volume. All right, speak again.
Hey, family, can you hear me?
I can hear you good. So, family, what we got here today is this, right? I'm bringing you a special edition today. I wasn't even really prepared today to do a show, but some things are more important than others. I know y'all sitting home by yourself doing nothing. I know y'all sitting home like, man, if you're on the East Coast up north, it's raining outside. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got nothing to do either. Matter of fact, I do. I got a lot to do. But because my inbox, we got a special guest, family. But my inbox was blowing up today. And I told y'all time and time again. So I got my guests on the phone. We got him on standby. He got to be on standby for about 10 minutes so I can set this up. So, family, listen. First and foremost, I rise. I give praise to the great God of the universe, Allah. I give honor to his noble, illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I give honor to each and every one of you. I want y'all to stand by for 1 minute because I got things to do. Around here. I'm going to reserve my fez for my Sunday show. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reserve my fez for my Sunday show. And that's what I'm going to do. So today, we about to go, family. Today, we going TMZ. All right? We going TMZ of the Moorish World TV. We going TMZ today, family. Yeah, y'all gonna get mad at me. You might don't like me after this show. But I gotta tell the truth the way the truth supposed to be told. All right? Let me give a shout out to my people, man. I got some good people in here, man. Shout out to Yakama Bay and all the good people over there in Washington State. Shout out to Love Nelson and all the good people out there in North, South Carolina, whichever one it is. Shout out to who else we got in there? MSTA Atlanta and the fake General Seti. I want the real General Seti up in this demonstration. Shout out to my brother Lulama. Shout out to Bear Bay. You know what I mean? Shout out to Fraser Bay. Shout out to my brother Maher Bay and everybody else. Goodman A. Peace. And all that good stuff. But with that being said, family, first I rise and give praise to the great God. Oh, we got Carl Albert is a rat doctrine. Good night. We got his a rat Carl Albert. I love y'all, man. Man, you two, y'all make me happy, man. Hebrews in the hood, shalom, brother. That guy is a rat. Carl Albert, man, you people too much. All right. So listen, let me say, family, first, I want to give honor to a brother that got a very unique platform going on. He goes by the name of King Erna, and he is running the Honor Yourself campaign. And what he does is he look at the dishonorable people in our community that's saying that they represent something, and when they misrepresent it, he says he's going to snatch their honor. So in the spirit, and I hope you don't mind, in the spirit of our brother King Erna, we're going to start snatching some fezzes around here. That's just what it is. We are going to start snatching some fezzes around here. So due to the simple fact, too much foolishness have been going on for too long. And so the rule is this. I mean, let me share this with my brother real quick. The rule is this, family. And I want to get a thumbs up. And I'm gonna start talking. I'm gonna try to stop yelling this season. This coming season in January, I gotta stop yelling so much. I want to try to talk normal, like normal people. Whatever that may mean, I want to try to talk normal. Anyway, we need to start snatching some fezzes around here. Metaphorically speaking, we need to begin to take a poll and say, man, do this brother deserve to be wearing a fez and representing our teachings? And that is the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. We need to begin to start doing that. So, fam, let me ask you a question. Man, I'm trying to stop yelling, Struggle Zone. I'm trying to, man. So look, do y'all think that we need to start pointing out those who don't represent us and start snatching their fezzes? And I'm talking about metaphorically speaking. But in this story here, Jamal Flicks, he actually, I hear, had his fez snatched in real time. Before we get to that, family, let me show y'all a little something. Let me take y'all back, walk y'all through time a little bit, if you don't mind. Let me walk y'all through time a little bit. So I want to take y'all back. Now, this has been the issue. The issue has been that we have allowed people to come into the Moorish paradigm, claiming they represent Moorish, and nobody has been saying nothing. I've been leading the campaign to show what's real Moorish science, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and what's not. I've been leading that campaign. So as I've been leading that campaign, I've been taking a lot of flack. I mean, I've been taking a whole bunch of hits, you know, from those who think that I'm causing disunity, from those who think that I'm not for our people coming together, particularly those who subscribe to Moorish, but that's not the case. My thing is, if we're going to do Prophet Noble Drew Ali's system, then we got to do it right. We can't do it with any falsehood involved, especially if somebody can show you where the falsehood exists. Then what you do is you make the proper adjustment to get on the right path. Now, if you're incapable of doing that, then what happens is that I'm going to have to call you out on it. But now we're to the point now that we got to snatch some fezzes off. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And so metaphorically, on the internet, as well as all social media platforms, we're going to start snatching some fezzes off. And so, family, if y'all agree at the end of the show that this fez have to be snatched, then it's up to y'all to let people know that this person is no longer accepted within the Moorish paradigm. I mean, you ain't got to be aggressive with it. All you got to say is, he's not real. He's all right, but he's not real. So let me get to what I wanted to share first. So first, family, I have been on this campaign for quite some time, right? And this campaign that I've been on for quite some time, y'all remember this ad right here? I posted this ad right here that the rise of the Moors agents coming soon to Moorish World TV. And I got a picture of Jamhal Flicks, the woman in the fez that is not a custom of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and young brother in the background. But this was probably 3 weeks ago when I put this out. When I put this out about 3 weeks ago, I I was hearing rumors, and I don't do a show until I'm sure, but I was hearing rumors that this brother is definitely not who he says he is. And I already know. I spot him from a mile away. And I also already put this guy out that he, the same way, ain't right. He just ain't right. You follow me? So I began to show everybody the inconsistencies of this guy here. Now, I don't know how many people took heed, but I've been showing the inconsistencies, and I've been taking a lot of hits. I mean, even so far as behind the scenes, people who actually followed him actually would call me or get my number from somebody and call me and say he's not a bad guy, da-da-da-da. And then I tried to explain to them the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and you know, to no avail. They didn't take heed. But now, today, family, what we have now is a brother on the phone who subscribed to not only RV Bay, but also subscribed to, I guess it would be the Rise of the Moors. I'm not sure completely, but we'll see. And after I get with him, I'm going to go through some of these slides with your good brother and friend, Jamal Flicks. I'm going to go through some of these slides and show you who we dealing with. Because it's time to snatch some fezzes around here. So y'all just walk with me and we're going to snatch some fezzes. We're going to snatch some fezzes around here. It's time to snatch some fezzes. So with that being said, Islam, let's go. Islam family, welcome to Moorish World TV. You on right now. Brother, if you want to share who you are and where you calling from, the floor is yours, brother.
Peace, family. This is Jonathan Davis. I'm calling from New York right now. You know.
Okay. All right, brother. So I'm going to just really pretty much let you start this off, brother. How long have you been a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America concept as you know it? As you know, what I mean, let me say, what I mean as you, what I mean as you know it, how did you come into the information of the Moorish Science Temple or the Prophet Noble Drew Ali?
All right, somebody shared some information with me. I want to say in like the ending of 2010, and I was you know, until I just got out the military, you know, like the end of 2009, and I started to, you know, like really, you know, what you call it, get into like a lot of like science, dealing with like the right to travel, and I met up with a few people in North Carolina. And then so I was like, this stuff is too weird. But then I started to see that, you know, my own people were doing something similar. So I was like, you know, it makes sense to go with my own. So, you know, so I went that route. And basically in 2011, I actually was shown a video. I think it was called Driver's License Fraud by like Tariq Bey.
Right.
And then after I seen that demonstration, I was just like, yo, like, you know, he had some good information. And so I was back in New York and I started going to the round table. And me, like, I'm the kind of person where, like, if I don't know nothing, like, I'm not gonna, you know, like, go out there and pretend like I know something, because, you know, somebody that knows something more than me, will stand up and, you know, shoot me down. So like I would go to these classes, I would sit in the back, I would just listen, and I started to ask questions, and, you know, like, they were giving me answers, and I started to do my own research, and come to find out that a lot of the things weren't adding up. And so basically, I had got into a situation, and basically I was getting confrontational with the police, and I was saying, listen, you can't stop me, blah, 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 whatever. And, you know, they just basically, you know, did what, you know, like, they did what they were going to do anyway. And so, while I was, sitting in, Central Bookings in the Bronx, I was thinking to myself, and I was like, this is not this, this can't be the way to go about things, because I'm saying I can't, really think in my mind that I'm gonna keep, doing this, and like being placed in a position where they take away my time, they take away my energy. And so I started to, look at things, what you call like a little bit differently. I started to think outside the box. And then once I started to think outside the box, I started to see that the same people that I was rocking with, they wasn't rocking with me no more. Like, I'm saying I was mostly on business, and I was saying, yeah, man, I want to create a business and I want to do this. And they was like, yo, like if you create a business, you're going to make yourself a 14th Amendment citizen and da da da. And then we kind of, fell out from, that point. And it was just, it was just me asking questions, basic logical questions. Well, so I'm asking, well, listen, if I have the right to travel, right? And, let's say, for instance, I have that right, and I, accidentally hit somebody's child on the street. Do I, what do I give them? Because in the state of New York, I can't drive a vehicle without a license. I can't get insurance without a license. So you telling me to, go out there and just, exercise my right. But if I actually make a mistake, so now, like it's snowing and I, slip on the snow and I hit someone, how do I compensate that family? Or like, how do I, deal with them on that level? And like, nobody could respond to me in that, manner. So I started to see that there was some type of disconnect, and that was something that I didn't really want to be a part of. And I just started to move my way out of that gradually. And I found some other, what you call it, brothers and sisters to work with. And we started to, really focusing on business and how things are supposed to go. And, that's where, that's where I am today.
Oh, so basically you learned from RB Bay off the internet, and then you started finding places where it was being taught, and you participated.
Right.
But then you try to exercise your right to travel, and then all HELL broke loose.
Yeah,
you actually got locked up.
It's a waste of time, man. It's, like this whole stuff is a waste of time because, yeah, like, okay, you're going to go and you might, catch a win, but you catch the wrong officer, he's pissed off at, like he's going to act and do something. And then what's going to happen is your whole shit is going to be, messed up just because of some foolishness. Whereas, you didn't even have to take it there. All that could be avoided if you just, show an ID, do what you got to do, and there's ways to do what you need to do and not really, make yourself a target.
Brother, let me ask you a question. Because for those who fall for this right to travel and all of this standing on the square, asking for a delegation of authority and all of this stuff, my problem is that they call it in Moorish science, but it has nothing to do with the Moorish Science Temple of America. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, do it. Just don't call it Moorish science, and I would have nothing to say. But my point is, brother, for those who fall into this, the lore of this, what was attractive about this concept to you?
For me, it was how this brother was articulating it, because the way he articulated it, it was just so unique, and like no one in what you call it, nobody in my family was speaking like that. So at the time, me coming out the military, like me seeing things from a different aspect within the military, and for me traveling the world, and I see, I see different things going on at the time. Like there was like, what you call like a lot of beef going on with the police or whatever. So like I actually, wanted to participate and help. And then I seen ties to Refe, and he was looking at it from like a lawful perspective. So I was saying, okay, well, this seems this seems, better than actually going out there and actually doing, worse stuff that, what they were saying. But then once you actually get down to the stuff that they tell you, and then once you go to once you go to RB publication, so I was sitting there one class and they were saying, who's ready to, be a judge, and who's ready to do this, and we're gonna start this, and you should, try to start this in your area and try to, where's it, what you call it, raise awareness. And I started to see that, like, most of these people that, were talking about this stuff were, like, not practicing it. Because I've seen Roz Mariah, like, she was pulling up in a car with plates on it. Like, her stuff is registered. But then she's, in the class telling people, like, don't get your stuff registered. If you register it to the state, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And I was just like, I was conflicted because I'm like, you telling me, freaking, you basically sending me on a dummy mission, yo. Suppose I catch the wrong officer and get shot one day.
Hold up, pause.
Who's gonna,
brother? So you telling me that the owner of RB Bay, Sister Roz, is riding with state plates but teaching the opposite?
Yeah, I mean, we like, it was crazy because me and like this other dude basically confronted them about it, and then they was like, yo, man, you being disrespectful to the sister. You can't talk to her like that, blah, 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 and like, don't come back. And we was like, yo, like, but you was just talking about the same thing within the class setting. And then a few months after we left, come to find out, like, the girl that was, like, what you call it, helping her, like, she was being abused by a brother that was in, this whole movement. And basically she told the sister, she was like, you can't really say nothing about it because, that's not what, Moors do. We don't, snitch. Like, it was just crazy, man. I was just seeing a whole bunch of contradictions and I just couldn't be a part of it anymore. Like, what I'm saying? I'm not the only one. Like, there's so many other people that have been affected by this, but they're too afraid to come forward because, like, some of the stuff that they were doing was worse than the stuff that I was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they was out there like, she told this one guy he was driving a taxi and got pulled over, and like he had court the next day, and she told him to print some stuff off the website, like, and hand it in like to the judge. Like, the dude was locked up for 5 months because they thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, I seen him in court one day, he was wearing an orange jumpsuit. And I'm like, man, listen, I don't want to be in your situation. You see what I'm saying? And it's really not funny.
No, I feel you though.
People's lives that's been changed.
I feel you. So you telling me, okay, let's rewind. Let's rewind. You telling me that Sister Roz, and I'm calling names, Sister Roz, the owner of RV Bay Publications, teaching a right to travel, but she drives with state issue plates. Number one. Number two, somebody is caught up for using the philosophy off of RV Bay, and she's telling them to print something else off of RV Bay to exact their freedom. Oh man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy.
That's exactly. You see, people won't come out and tell the truth, but that's what they're doing. Like, back when I was going, I know, like, people were saying, listen, if you got, like, people would come in there with, like, drug charges. People would come in there with, like, traffic tickets, and they would come up to her and they would say, listen, sis, I got this ticket. And she would say, well, listen, go to my website, print this out or whatever, and then, go in there and file it with the, judge or whatever. So dudes would do that stuff, and then next thing you know, you don't see the brother for like 2 or 3 classes. And then, like, you finally see her, and then you're like, man, I'm off that shit, man. I'm going to go, talk to my lawyer because I spent 2 or 3 weeks in jail behind this shit. And, like, nobody really wants to come forward because it's like, you look like an ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one wants to feel that, like, humiliation.
How long were you trying to bring this RV Bay doctrine to a reality in your life? How long was you practicing it?
2 years.
Woo!
Like, you know what I'm saying? After a while, like, you know, like the first year, like, I would say that I was basically just, you know, learning. And then after the second year, like, I kind of felt like, you know, well, towards the end of the first year, like, I felt like I was being pushed to be active.
And what do you
Or,
mean?
you know, what they call be active.
What do you mean by you was being pushed to be active? Pushed to try to push their ideal to the public?
Yes, yes, because it was like, listen, it's either you're not active, or you're an agent, or you know, you're this. So
Right.
you kind of feel like pressure to go out there and say, well, listen, okay, listen, I got this information. I'm gonna go see if it works. And so people were actually doing it. Like, people have worse situations than me. I'm saying I was just so lucky that you know, like, my stuff was, you know, smaller than their stuff. Like, some people was coming in there with like you know, gun charges. Some people was coming in there with DV, which stands for like domestic violence. You know, like, you know, like, some people coming there with like you know, child support cases. Some people was coming in there with DUIs. And she was telling them, listen, you gotta, you know, challenge the jurisdiction of the court, and you go to RV Bay, print this off, use this. And, you know, people were actually trying to use it. And I actually been in a court case with a brother trying to use that stuff, and the judge is like, yo, listen, we have jurisdiction. What you gonna do? What you
Yeah.
gonna do now? What, you're gonna just get up and just start screaming and ranting and raving? Okay, we got a remedy for that. Cuff this brother and get him the hell up out of here. You
That's
know
right.
what's next? You're gonna
That's
come
how
back
it
and do
go.
it again. They're gonna cuff you, and they're gonna bring you back. And so after a few times of you getting cuffed, you're gonna be like, listen, man, I don't want to be cuffed no more. So
Right.
what? So what? I gotta do, you know, 5 days of this community service. Cool. I'll do 5 days community service, and then that's it. Half of the time they take a freaking thing that's only like $25 and blow it up into something that's now it's like $3,000. You
Absolutely.
facing more time because you took something that was an infraction, turned it into a misdemeanor, and then you now served all these papers, and now it's turning into a felony because you lied through half of these papers. So now they get you with, you know, lying on an official document, and now they holding you without bond, and they think you crazy. So now they want you to go see the psychiatrist. Unfortunately, well, you know, like I'm saying, it's not unfortunate, but like that has never happened to me. But I know some brothers that have been sent to the psych ward.
Let me ask you, brother, do you let me see, I don't want to get into your deep personal business, but do you have a family?
Yes.
How did this affect your family?
Well, you know, cause you know, like my girl at the time, she was like, you gotta, you know, and she was the one that kind of like, you know, pushed me to really get out of the madness. So she was kind of pushing me. She was like, listen, man, you know, like you smarter than this. And basically, she was the one that, you know, really, she was really the one that made me apply logic and reasoning to what I was doing. And she was saying, listen, go there and ask some questions. All you got to do is ask a question. And that's what I started to do. I started to ask questions. And then when I started to ask questions, I started to see that, oh, if I ask questions, I'm going to be labeled as an agent, or, you know, saying I'm trying to, you know, hurt their movement.
Oh man.
You
So
know, so
this is why I always say, this smells of this RV based stuff, this Moorish national stuff smells of agent behavior. And the reason why I say it, because your story, like, they pushing out people into the front to go and represent this stuff, but yet you never see them in the midst of getting pulled over. You never see them asking for a delegation of authority. You never see them asking any of the critical questions that they send other the comrades, if you will, out to ask to these questions. So what ultimately led you to find your way completely up out of what we would call RV Bay? And then did it stop there after RV Bay?
well, yeah, it stopped there. And I, basically what, started me to, wake up was the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And so what I started to do was I started to change how I view things. So basically everything that they told me not to do in RV Bay, I went and did. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, oh, okay, this shit works. And then I started to inch, okay, this works too. Okay, this works too. And then I got to the point where I was so far removed from the stuff that they were talking about, and then I could actually see what I was doing wrong in the past, and then I just remedied it. And so like before it was like, yo, like don't go to court, like and change your name, because if you go to the court and change your name, they're gonna own the name that you change your name to, and they're gonna own the old name, so don't do that. That's not how you do it. And I was like, okay. So then I was like, okay, listen, I went to the court and I read up about how to change the name. So like I went and I looked at the reasons why people change their names, and I was like, oh, you could change your name for like religious purposes.
Right.
And at the time, I was changing my name for religious purposes, and I went and I did that, and it was easy. I only paid what? I paid about like $65 to do my name change.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and before I was trying to assume a name that nobody was accepting. So Social Security wasn't accepting it. Nobody was accepting it. Like, and I tried to cross the border. Cause I got family, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's in Canada. And it was like, nah, we're not going to accept that ID, man. You got to go and get this type of ID. And I was like, man, I can't. So it was crazy.
So, bro, you actually went to use the jump off RV Bay demonstration to go across the border.
Yeah. Yeah, and like they surrounded me with with like a whole bunch of security guards, and it was like, yeah, man, we see this ID all the time, and this is, flagged as, like some type of, like terrorist, identification. I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, these are not the problems that I want in my life, because I was in the military, and I know what they do to people that are suspected. So,
indeed. So check this out, bro. Check this out, because that's crazy. Because many people try to say, matter of fact, I'm going to show something right now, real quick, that will segue me into my next questions. Give me 1 second. It's going to segue me into the next question. Now, the guy that we got, a suspect that's up to have his fez snatched, is named Jamhal Flicks. Now, I'm screen sharing right now on one of his posts. He said, Moors, please don't listen to anything that dirty Moors who ask for a license tell you. I boarded a plane with nothing but my nationality card. He's talking about the RV Bay demonstration. Round trip. You don't need permission to travel by land, air, or sea. And then in this picture, the audience can see, the Moorish World TV family actually can see, where he posts his ID. He got his little ticket right here, claiming that that's how he got on the plane. But I hear you saying that, okay, I went to Canada. They surrounded me. He's saying that he traveled on a plane with this ID. Do you think that is the reality or embellishment?
Well, you see, here's the thing. If you understand what, he might have done, I'm not going to say that stuff works, because you come to New York, and like, they'll tell you, like, like they'll stop you, before you even get to the plane, and they'll be like, nah, man, we can't accept this.
Right.
So what, might happen is he might get a TSA officer that is lackadaisical, that might have let him through. And like, this has been my premise. Like, I've told people, I've said, listen, like, if you really want to know what works, why don't you actually either do it yourself?
There you go.
Or,
there you go.
Like, someone is saying in the work, why don't these dudes go live? I mean, this dude is going live.
That's right.
He's being, like, supposedly kidnapped by the police, but then all of a sudden he got a picture for you, because I can just board the plane and then show you, my card, and then like, yo, son, I just got on the plane, and then like a whole bunch of idiots like, yo, it worked for this fool, let's go do it too. And then next thing you know, you get fucked up by the police, and
that's what I mean by the agents.
And you don't want to be in this type of situation. Listen, I freaking promise you, you don't want to be at the airport suspected of any terrorism, because you will go on a terrorist watch list, and your ass won't be leaving shit.
Hey,
And
bro,
guess what? You're going to spend 24 to 48 hours somewhere you're not going to want to be. And guess why I know? Because this is the stuff that they did in the military.
Bro, and this,
you don't want to be.
And this is what I consider to be agent behavior. Some people think that some agent is the big boogeyman walking around in this little suit and tie, European, Asiatic, maybe sharp suit and tie, and they planning, scheming, watching, listening to your phone calls. But I see the boogeyman looking just like us, bro, and they giving misinformation that will get people that don't know no better to jump out there and cause the confusion. And then all the confusion comes back as the impression of what MOORS really stand for, when we know, in fact, that's not what MOORS really stand for. But the impression upon the world is, oh, those are the MOORS right there. That when the Prophet Noble Drew Ali never taught that. But let me ask you this, which segues me into this question. Have you ever had a relationship or some type of correspondence with Jamal? Because we're going to snatch his fans tonight. I'm going to try to snatch his fans. It's up to the Moorish World TV family.
Yeah.
Have you had any experience dealing with Jamal Flicks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Basically, I was trying to, so basically, you know, we were talking about, you know, the word Indian on Facebook and how, you know, he was saying that, you know, the word Indian, like, doesn't belong to us. And basically what I was trying to say to him was, you know, if you look at the definition of American Indian, of what they're talking about here is basically saying that it's a person that has some kind of ties to the land, or that has ties to like Aboriginal trust, or, you know, there's another definition, you know. So basically what I'm saying is, I mean, okay, yeah, like, I get what you're saying. Like, okay, you can't, you know, actually label yourself as Indian. But if you look at the word, you can kind of say, okay, in this instance, you can kind of be defined as that if you have certain ties to certain things. And that's the only thing I was trying to say. So he went on like his little rant and rave, and I was saying, okay, listen, why don't we just call each other like and talk about it? And like, he was like, nah, man, I don't want to talk to you. You know, this sounds suspect that you do want to talk to me about it. But I'm like, well, listen, if you're trying to actually, you know, lead people, you know, it makes sense for you to build bridges and for you to actually talk to other people. Because if I got a beef with you, Taharka, and like I'm saying, I've never spoken to you, how can I say, well, listen, from the Facebook post, how can I say, well, listen, this is what he's trying to say? Nobody, you know, goes to college and says, you know, you're like, you know, like if you talk to the professor, like he doesn't say, well, listen, I'm just gonna teach you how to do something online. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually have to have a conversation with the individual, and you have to actually sense that individual's energy. But you know, like he didn't even want to talk to me because he knows what kind of questions I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him certain questions that he's not gonna be able to give me the answer to. And so I feel that he didn't want to take my call for that reason. So basically, like I started to do some research on this brother. Come to find out that he's in a relationship with one woman and he's secretly texting another woman. And
hold on. Here we go.
The woman is a white woman.
So bro, you saying that you found out that this brother that's running around teaching what is supposed to be the doctrine of Moorish science, and there he is right there. He's running around. Let's play it real quick.
We want to think that we're Christians. And there's nothing wrong with Christianity. It's just when you do the research on Christianity, it was established in 325 AD. So after the death of the person that they worship, it was established 300 years after him, which means he was a Christian.
So here we go. In this video, he's teaching on Christianity where he said there's nothing wrong with Christianity. And I did that some time ago. And today, let me show you how this works. Today, it's being revealed that we see why he says there's nothing wrong with Christianity, because as you say, right here is snuggled up. You know what I mean? With a European. I mean, if that's what he want to do, that's his thing. So you say, how did you, brother, do? How did you? Because you might need to be on the Moorish World TV research team, brother. How did you get the research that this brother was playing double duty?
All right. So I have a daughter, and my daughter's mother, you know, she served with me in Japan. And so I found out that, you know, this dude was in the military too, and he was actually in the same unit she was in. Because
oh, what a small world.
And so if you understand the community, and you understand that, you know, once you get in the Marine Corps, it's very a small branch. So basically everybody knows each other. Like, you know, you can't, you know, I just can't say, well, listen, I served over here, like, I really didn't serve over there. Like, you have to actually know some stuff. So I actually got in contact with her, and she put me in contact to her master sergeant at the time. And I basically was like, yo, who's this brother right here? So he did, you know, he did his thing, and he was like, yeah, man, this is this dude, you know, whatever, because we're cool like that. And so come to find out that, you know, he was, you know, like, I found out a lot about, you know, stuff about him. I don't know if it's true. I'm not going to put any hearsay out there, but, you know, the stuff that I did find out was, you know, kind of shady. But then I started to, what you call it? I got his real name or whatever. So I went and I started to look up his name, and I started to find that he had multiple Facebook accounts that's been closed right now. Like, you know, they're no longer up. And so on these accounts was pictures of him and this woman. So I just started to, like, you know, like, capture all the pictures.
Hey, bro, that's the same way I got the other guy. You know, where's the other guy? Where the other guy? This guy here, Shalimar Bay. The same way, the same brother. Yeah, you got me on the research team. He was running around talking this, Moorish that, and nothing never added up. And I'm like, bro, this guy comes out of the blue acting like he is an authority on the Moorish Science Temple of America. He talking this fake consular court stuff. Why is he causing all this confusion? Then he start talking about that we're going to stop wearing fezzes. And I mean, he just went on and on. And so as that stuff was happening, I'm like, man, he got to have another life. He just started posting on this in 2017. If you go on my page, it goes back almost, I guess, I don't know. I've been on there for a long time. You see my family, my friends, my whatever. But when you go on this guy page, you like, man, hold up, man, got to be more to it. And so, and in the same rhythm,
Google has a feature that not too many people know about, and most people don't know how to use Facebook or these social media platforms. Nobody knows that you could take an image and insert it into Google, and Google will find you all the images that are associated to that image.
Good night.
So if somebody is catfishing you, like, and you believe this picture is stolen, you can actually upload the picture up to Google, and Google will pull up all the relative pictures associated to that. So now what you do, it'll actually link you and say, okay, listen, this person's on Instagram. So you can actually go to Instagram and actually see if that's the same person that you're talking to. And if it's not, then you can say, okay, so something's fishy. You know, and that's basically, I mean, that's just one aspect to use social media, but there's, you know, different ways to use Facebook, and the average person that's on Facebook doesn't know how to use it.
Absolutely. I agree. So, bro, let me ask you a question. Do you know that, can you see my page now while you're on the phone?
No, I'm actually
okay. So I have a picture
in the basement.
Oh, no problem. I have a picture with him, and I'm not going to ask you her name yet because we're going to come back and we're going to get into the details of this, inshallah, next week. But he's hugging a girl with they dress like alike, and she has on a burgundy dress and he has on a burgundy shirt and tie, and they got rings around their neck. Are you familiar who she is?
Well, that was his girlfriend at one point.
Right. Right. Okay.
And then I believe he's with this other woman now, but according to what she told me, he was still texting her, and like she hasn't she hasn't responded back to any of my calls or texts, but I just thought it was weird.
Yeah. Well, we get back to that in a minute because I'm gonna show you how this was set up, because I know these YouTube and social media games. So I'm looking at one now. It's kind of a kind of large European, blonde hair, wrinkled up face. Look like they've been working on cars together. He got on a green lumberjack shirt. Have you seen that picture?
Yes. So he was a part of this. He was a part of this organization called the Provident. It's called something Land Trust, and basically it's run by these Europeans, and they basically taught him how to garden.
Right.
So he has a video where he was actually saying that he's been doing this for years. But
I remember that.
Actually really go to it, he's just been practicing this for like a few months or so. And
you talk about that video? Are you talking about that video where he was like in a little parking lot or something? I was kind of not a parking lot, but it was like a makeshift,
like a wide area.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's their land he's on. He's not on his land. That's their land.
Yeah, but he claimed that it was his though.
It's in a land trust. It's not. It's not.
And that video.
Go up there to Rhode Island. Listen. This is how you deal with these people. You go actually to these events and force them to answer these questions. Like he's holding meetings at this library. You go to the library and just start asking him questions. He's not going to be able to respond to you because now you're asking him logical questions from your own mouth. So now he can't say, well, he means this. No, you know what the hell I mean because I'm asking it to you vocally. So you can't just say, oh, I think he's saying this and that's what I'm going to go on. I can go to all these places. Actually call that land trust up and ask about, what's his name? I think Jamhal Latimer.
Yeah, Jamhal Latimer.
Ask about Jamhal Latimer.
Right.
And then that's all you have to do. Like, I'm not doing anything that, like they can't do. I can literally go up to Providence, go pull all the court records that he's talking about. He had this one thing where he was fighting with not fighting with the police, but he was doing his right to travel, and basically in that video, he was saying that his car is not registered. I got the proof his car was registered from the courthouse.
Right.
And he registered a motherfucker. So he actually took a plea deal because they caught him lying. So he was like, okay, listen, I don't want to deal with this no more. Took the plea deal and then was on Facebook telling people, I sent in this paperwork, and as soon as I sent in the paperwork, all this shit stopped.
So, brother, what do you think motivates the continuous habitual lying to try to stand on something that has done them no good in the first place? From your point of view?
The ends justify the means, and the end is to succeed by any means necessary. He's gonna do what he's gonna do, regardless of what I'm saying, regardless of what you're saying. He's gonna still keep going on and doing it. Just like that brother from the Moorish Empire. These dudes are clearly this dude clearly doesn't have an empire, clearly. And
that's
if
right.
you sit down and believe that, you're crazy. Because all he's doing is posting pictures and saying, listen, this is what it is, son.
Like he's doing the polite thing.
Listen, I'm from New York. Yeah, I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you're not gonna just put that over my I just say, okay, that's what it is. Listen, I gotta talk to you. I gotta actually meet you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta there are things I have to do before I trust you. Now, I'll trust you, but I have to verify everything you're saying. And this stuff is not what it is. And people who are falling for it are just suckers. And they just want to believe because they've been fooled. So now it's just like in church, right? Yo, once you find out that the stuff in church was like, part of the stuff in church was bullshit, you actually challenge the people in church. And then some people in church was like, nah, man, I ain't gonna go with you because I've been doing this my whole life. And they didn't want to seem as if they, were doing the wrong thing.
Indeed.
So they'd rather ride with it, to save face. And half these people on social media are going to save face. Now, I get from about 2 years to like a year.
Islam.
After people actually try this shit in Rhode Island, come to find out it's not going to work, then they're going to have the same epiphany that I had. I am tired of getting locked up for something small as a traffic stop. I'm going to stop.
Indeed.
Because a hard head makes a soft bottom. That's what my mom always said. So if you want to go out there and you want to risk your life with these quote unquote people that you're calling serial killers, like I'm not going to provoke a serial killer. If I say this person's a serial killer, he's killed a whole bunch of people. So what? I'm going to put myself in a position to be
That's a great analogy. That's a good analogy, brother.
I'm gonna keep provoking the snake and say, listen, man, you can't bite me, you can't bite me. And then when the snake bites me, I want to talk about, oh, now I'm bit. It hurts, and it's your fault. Of course, it hurts because you provoked this.
Indeed. Hey, brother, 1 second, my brother Jonathan. Let's take a pause for the cause. I got my good brother and my friend, one of the researchers, one of the first round knockouts, always on Moorish World TV, on the line, brother Ishmael Bey. Are you there, my brother?
How you doing this evening, family?
Brother, I'm doing well. I received message. I was tagged by you. I was tagged by Malik Zulu Shabazz. It's going down. Brother, hold up. Let me make sure my phone, brother, I'm getting excited. Let me make sure my phone that the people can hear that it's going down. Can y'all hear our brother, our friend, Moorish World TV's own? Moorish World TV's own. Ishmael Bey. Can y'all hear my brother?
Peace and blessings, brother. How you doing this evening,
brother? I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well, brother. I'm going to screenshot here, and I want you to explain to the people what will be going on tomorrow. I told the people 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we're going to work the time out. But I'm showing this. It says debate of the year, Sunday night, Scientology, from God or the devil. Top Scientologists from the Nation of Islam, up jumped the boogie, Stephen X,
yes,
a devout follower of Louis Farrakhan, Minister Louis Farrakhan, and devout adherent of Ron Hubbard, versus Ishmael Bey, ex-Nation of Islam, Scientologist critic, coming off of the national TV special, Scientology and the Nation of Islam, last week on A&E channel. I, Malik Zulu Shabazz, will be the moderator. I promise to be fair and ask both men tough questions. A heavyweight bout is very, very controversial and important issue. This will broadcast live on Moorish World TV. Brother, let's talk about it for a second. While I got my brother Jonathan on the line, let me take 5 and talk about it. What's going on with this brother from the Nation of Islam? I thought the Nation of Islam and Scientology are 2 different doctrines. Can you help us understand?
Yes, sir. You accurately portrayed it. The Nation of Islam has called me out to debate, and I'm here to answer the call, brother. I don't back down. So what we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to have a lively, active debate live on Moorish World TV. It will be me against Brother Stephen X. Mayer. He is a Muslim and a Scientologist and Dianetic. And the prerequisite for the debate was that he had to get permission from headquarters before we engaged in this debate. So he has his permission from leadership. And it's going to get, we're going to be engaging in a nice, lively debate tomorrow, live on Moorish World TV, moderated by attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz.
So, bro, you telling me
yes, sir.
He got clearance from the heads of his officials, whoever they may be in the Nation of Islam, to debate Ishmael Bey?
Yes, sir. That was a prerequisite that he had to get approval before he decided to engage in debate. I called for a public discussion. He called for the debate. And I'm here to answer that call to the debate. It's going down, sir.
Oh, man. Hey, bro, I got a question before we get busy. What time are we starting? Eastern Standard Time. That's all I need to know. Because I ain't got no work to do. I'm just going to be there.
Yes, sir. I believe it's either 8 o'clock or 8:30. It's 8 o'clock or 8:30. I'm ready at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Live on Moorish World is going down. So it's definitely going to be one of the best debates of the year. The Nation of Islam has called me out to debate, and I'm here to answer the call.
So, brother,
I don't lose and I don't miss.
Brother, let me ask you a question. What is your main gripe concerning the Nation of Islam association with Scientology?
I know for a fact that Scientology is rooted in falsehood. I know for a fact that it is a racist organization, and I know that it is counterproductive to the upliftment of our people. And a person is responsible for what they know. That is the responsibility of each and every person as a man and as a human being. You're responsible for what you know. So if I know the truth, I'm obligated to stand upon that truth, and that's against that goes regardless to whom or what. There is absolutely no exception for that. And if a person knows the truth, then he or she has to be willing to stand upon that truth. And in standing upon that truth, sometimes you have to face opposition in order to prove your point. And I will most certainly prove my point tomorrow.
So now, Ishmael Bey. Now, you know, a debate like this, you really are going up against a machine. Do you know this? The nation is a machine.
I've been going against this machine and defeating this machine for the last 10 years. Everybody knows that I'm the person who dragged the Nation of Islam out into the public to admit this relationship. So this is business as usual for me. I've been going against this machine, both machines. Don't forget, it's not just the Nation of Islam. We're dealing with $1 billion machine in Scientology. And I've been kicking both of their ass for the last decade. So this ain't nothing new to me, brother.
In closing, brother Ish, I will be here tomorrow. Malik will be here tomorrow. I'm looking forward. Hopefully, all our brothers and friends in the nation and around the nation will be here to view this. But one final question, brother Ish, and I have to say this. You taking this debate, does it has any bearing on your confidence, faith, belief in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
No, sir. Only in that I'm here to uplift the message to make sure that it is not tainted or that, misunderstanding of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad will not be betrayed to the next generation. Somebody has to be known to stand up against somebody who is altering the message of the Nation of Islam. And let the public also know that there are multiple factions of the Nation of Islam. There's not just one. So you will be able to find the truth of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings in various other factions of the Nation of Islam, alive and well. And I fully support them. As well as this is one particular point of a difference between Minister Farrakhan's Nation of Islam. It is not an all-out, going against the Nation of Islam in general. If there's common things that we will have in common, then we will build on that. But on this topic of Scientology, they are 1,000% wrong. And if they insist on walking this route, I will prove them to be wrong in no limit of time.
Well, there you have it. Back to the regular scheduled viewing. That is Brother Ishmael Bey. I haven't seen him lose one yet. I'm looking forward to it. I can't say anything. All I'm going to do is bring the show on and fall back. I'm also going to have another special guest to join us to watch, pay attention, and ask questions to both participants at the end. This is going to be a good one, and I'm looking forward to it. Anything you want to say in closing, my brother?
I want to thank you, Brother
No,
John.
Hold on, no, this brother Ish, brother. I'm not finished with you, Brother Jonathan. Hold on, brother. Go ahead, Ish.
I
No,
want to thank you.
look,
I
Ish,
want to.
Ish, I'm working magic. I got a good brother on the line from the great NYC, giving us an interview today about this brother Jamhal Flicks, RV Bay, and his experience. This is his first time on the show. Next show, we going in deeper in depth, but I had to pause for the cars to get you in, and then I'm gonna get back to the brother. He tried to roll out on me real quick. So anything in closing, brother Ish?
Thank you for that. Thank you for fitting me into your commercial bank, brother. I want to thank Moorish World TV for having me. Tomorrow night is going to be a lively debate. I want to thank my opponent for showing up tomorrow. I want to thank Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz for being a fair moderator, and it's going to be an outstanding show tomorrow. So blessings to you, brother Zahaka. Blessings to your listening audience, and I'll see you tomorrow, brother.
Peace and love, family. Peace and love. So my brother Jonathan, I ain't gonna let you get away, bro. No, not yet, bro. So brother, would you agree to come back on here next week so we can get into some details of what actually transpired as you did your research? I'm interested in your research, bro.
All right, yeah, sure, not a problem.
I'm interested in your research, how you researched what is that? RV Bay, when you came to the conclusion, a lot of the pitfalls that happened. Even I would like to even see. I'm telling you, I would put on my fitted, man. I would really like to even see some of the correspondence as this brother basically is playing the 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see the correspondence because the people need to see this. Many people are being misled. Like, for example, all right, so look, listen to this, brother. Let me share this with you. Listen to this. I know a lot of people within the Moorish paradigm, right? And I feel as though I'm pretty much well respected from temple to temple, body to body. You know what I mean? When I'm talking about groups that really practice what the prophet taught to the best of their ability. You know, we all got work to do. Let's get it for real. We all got work to do. But I'm talking about those who open their meetings according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as it is mentioned in the divine constitution and bylaws. I'm pretty much respected in all of these circles to some degree. Some people might don't like me, but they don't say it. But for the most part, I think I'm doing good. Anyway, so this brother Jamal, and hold up. Matter of fact, before I segue in there, let me share this with the people real quick. Before I segue into that. So what Jamal has done now, right? I got to do something else real quick. He has been dealing with these Europeans, right? And as he's been dealing with these Europeans, it seems like now, as recent as, let me ask you, when did you and Jamal begin to have some type of discord, if you will?
Probably, like I would say, like this summer. And it really wasn't discord. It was really just points of view that were, different. And I really didn't want to come at him this way. Like I wanted to talk to him. Like another man would talk to another man and say, okay, listen, this is what I, have been through with the RV Bay publication, because he is a former, he served in the military. So like I kind of had that, since, when I was dealing with him, because I was like, man, we both served in the Marine Corps. That's the hardest enlisted branch to get into. So, when you see, like another brother that's in a situation, especially in the Marine Corps, and like you have experience in that, you want to kind of be out there and say, hey, brother, don't do this. As soon as I came out the Marine Corps, I did this and it didn't work for me. And they teach you that in the military, what you call it, listen to good advice. And that's how I wanted to come at him. But he came at me like I was, like shitting on his whole parade. So I was like, all right, cool. And then he posted something about me that was clearly not what I was trying to, what do you call it, say, and made it seem like it was something that it wasn't. And I was just, at that point, I was like, yo, let's still talk about it. Let's still talk about it. And then, you know, after going through the whole comments and started to see that, you know, something wasn't right, like I had to do my due diligence to actually see who I was talking to. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to actually basically understand who I was talking to. Like, and that's just me personally. Like, I have to understand something before I can actually, deal with it. So it started for me, it started for me wanting to know who I was dealing with. And then once I found out who I was dealing with, I was like, man, it's not even a situation anymore, because the whole thing that you're talking about, your whole platform is fraudulent. I'm saying I know it's fraudulent because I actually been out there. I actually know what works. You know, like, and all this stuff you're talking about is working, because a lot of the people in Rhode Island haven't really, really dealt with too much of them, I don't think. So when they start dealing with a lot of them and they start to see that this is a pandemic, they're gonna come and see you. And trust me, when those people come see you, RV Day ain't gonna be there. Cujo from freaking Canine Moors ain't gonna send you nothing on your books. Ain't no, all these people on Facebook that's, bigging him up, they ain't gonna say nothing to him. When he comes out, he's gonna really see who his friends are. And I was trying to help him avoid that.
Right. Right.
That's all I was trying to do, because I see him do some of the stuff that can actually put you in a position where you do not want to be in. And once you get locked up, your body no longer belongs to you. And that's one of the things they teach us in the military. You never want to be captured by your enemy, because when you're captured by your enemy, your body no longer belongs to you. So whatever they want to do to your body physically, they can do, and you can't say shit. And it's not like I'm making this shit up. We've seen brothers die in prison, and these people that get killed, they still on the job.
That's right.
Especially labeling as a domestic terrorist. You don't think if they accidentally kill you, they're gonna be like, listen, man, I thought he was trying to do something, and I was afraid for my safety and the safety of the other inmates and the safety of the guards.
Right. And that's it.
That's how they word their documents. I'm not making this shit up.
Yeah. And so the reason why I asked you that last question, we're gonna go about, you got 15 more minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
The reason why I asked you that last question is because if you say in the summertime, when do he know that you was about to drop the bomb on him and let the public know who he really is? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I shared one of the pictures with this brother on Facebook. His name was Adonis Granderson. And as soon as I shared the picture with him, I guess he shared it with somebody. And then as soon as he shared that picture, I seen a picture of this brother posting about like him and his girl. And I was like, yo, this is kind of funny style. How as soon as I got these pictures about this white woman, he gonna post a picture about, oh, he's so dedicated to his woman. You see what I'm saying? So it was kind of suspect. And then he tried to block me at first from the thing, and I guess somebody said, like, why don't you let him speak, since he's the one that's putting the information out. And this is stuff I tell him straight to his face. Like, all that stuff is coming from things that were up, that you had up. I'm not, I'm not pulling this stuff out of my ass. You was actually on social media, and you actually uploaded these images.
Right. Absolutely.
He probably still has some of them lingering around somewhere, because I didn't even go into the LinkedIn account, which I'm pretty sure he has a LinkedIn account, and LinkedIn is on public. And this is stuff that is not no fancy stuff. This is actually what investigators use.
Right.
Like, they actually use the resources that basically are available to them. And Facebook is one of the platforms that all investigators use, because people are silly enough to put their whole life up there.
Exactly.
So, like, if I can go to Facebook and pull off half of the information, that saves me work, you know, from having to actually use software that is designed to do that same thing, which I may have to pay for. So you upload all your images, you know, talk to all these, you know, like you talk to all these women, you know, and you sending these women chest shots of yourself, you know,
That's
ad
corny,
pictures
ain't
and
it,
all
man?
this stuff.
That's corny.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to post some of this stuff because, you know, like that's a picture of another man, but I'm just saying, like, how would I get a picture of you sending stuff to women, but then again, you're supposed to be being with this sister. And I think the sister is, you know, is in denial, but just like most women, she gonna wake up after a while and she ain't gonna have it no more. You know, that's just what it is.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
So,
the reason why I asked that, right? Because when we look at this brother, that I'm going to ask the question before it's all over in this show in the next 20, 15 minutes, if you will. When we look at this brother Jamal Flicks, and I'm going to ask people by nomination, should we snatch this brother Fez? Because when I asked you the question of when did he know, or when did y'all fall out or had some form of misunderstanding, and you say around the summertime, something like that, something to that effect. And the reason why I asked that is because in October, he posted that he was in a relationship. And when he posted he was in a relationship, he actually posted it in a relationship, and it seemed like the opportune time to post it. You know what I mean? Like, let me show you real quick. It seemed like the opportune time to post it. Like, let me post it now before all my stuff get out. You know what I mean? And so let me go down real quick. And so he posted this one here. Now, he just posted this picture yesterday. He knew this was coming. So he posted this picture here. This is the same sister sitting at the table with him with the fez on. The same sister. He said, what? And this is how he know it's coming. What's better than an Asiatic woman? I'll wait. Here goes the propaganda, the agent propaganda. As soon as someone who dated a woman of other national origins, they're gonna cover up. I can say the Moabite woman is the real ride or die. She will stand in front of you, to the left of you, to the right of you, behind you, and lead you if needed. What's better than that? He knew that this was coming. He just posted this yesterday. You see? But now check this out. Check this out. This relationship and this sister page was activated in October. This is how you know that this is agent behavior, because this page or this relationship starts in October. Here we go in December, the setup. But we know who the real one is. This one right here. In the picture with this European right here. This is the real one. This is the cover-up right here. This is the cover-up. This is the real person right here. You see this? This is the real person wrapped up right here with this European, and telling you that you are indigenous, and telling you that you have a right to the land, and telling you that you are Moorish, and telling you that you are this, that, and the third. But this is the real person right here. Now, we got more pictures of him snuggled up with Europeans than we have with Asiatics. So who is the real person? This is the real person right here. You see, I'm showing pictures to the family. This is the real person. There you go. Laid back. Boo loving. Boo boo loving. Boo boo loving. Now the person may say, well, come on, Ta'aka. Come on. Maybe this was before he became conscious. Family, he only became conscious, so-called conscious, last year. This is very recent. This is very recent. How is this is very recent? Because I know that this one that he claimed that is boo-boo, and we not boo-boo the fool. This just happened in October. according to Facebook, where my brother Jonathan say everybody like to post, which I agree. Everybody like to post. It's a whole digital fingerprint on who people are. You see?
Yeah. Everything on Facebook is timestamped. What you got to understand is everything is timestamped. So all you have to do is look at the timestamps of posts, and you can kind of gauge why a person would post something at a specific time. Especially like if they're not using the service, because they have all types of apps. You can actually set up apps or pay people to post for you. You know, so you can do all that stuff on Facebook. But you know, when you know you look at the timestamps and you look at how long a particular person has been on Facebook and how many friends they have, and if those friends have friends, because some of the people that are on Facebook don't have that many friends. Right. And so it's like, who are you? And you just created this account in 2018. You only got one friend. One friend is kind of suspect. You know what I'm saying? So like, these Facebook profiles is getting out of hand. Like Facebook actually stopped. You can basically go on Facebook and create any type of profile. So we don't even know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the hell is going on. And then he deactivated all those other pictures.
Hey, bro, you are.
I'm sorry, those other accounts. Bro, so now I can't even, what do you call it, reference those accounts. But I do know he has a Twitter account. Right. Let me see if I could pull it up, because he posted something on Twitter, I think back in 2017. It's about him and how, he's approaching white women. Hold on, let me find it.
So look,
I'll send it to you, Tahaka.
Okay.
I'll text it to you. I'll text you everything I got.
So look, check this out.
I'll text you the stuff I got from the court, saying that his stuff is registered out. You know,
we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that this coming week, bro. If you freed up.
All right, yeah.
But look, family. Speaking to what my brother Jonathan was talking about, it's this guy named Rata on Facebook. Now, I don't know this guy. I go to his page. He don't have no real pictures up there. He got a bunch of writings up there. And what I did was, these are everything that's in his picture, his pics and posts. It's nothing legitimate. So what I wanted to do is go on a campaign and let people know how to discover fake Facebook accounts. The first thing you want to do is know that Facebook accounts, fake Moorish fakes, signs of fake Moorish Facebook accounts and agent. First of all, there's no real pictures of the individual who you're talking to. There's not one. But you'll see Moorish flags, you'll see Moorish emblems, you'll see all these Moorish relics, even statue, historical pictures and all that, but you'll never see a legitimate picture of them. That's one clue. There is number two, there'll be no family pics. You don't see them with their children. You don't see them with their homeboys. You don't see them with their new Moorish family. You don't even see the transition from homeboy to Moorish, from Negro, black, and colored to Asiatic to Muslim. You don't see none of that. Next, you ain't gonna see no event pictures. They won't be at no Moorish events. They won't be practicing any of the Moorish science, simple or Moorish culture. And one of the main clues is the account has been recently activated under an odd name. You know and I know, ain't nobody walking around and say, hey, what's up? My name Rata. Ra-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta. When you see this, you block him. Because this is either an agent or an antagonizer that know you, don't like you, but ain't man enough or woman enough to confront you. Immediately you block them. Like this guy, I blocked him the day off the top. I say, face me. Come on, snake in the grass. Show your face and face me. He's still talking. Word on the street that you're an agent. Man, come on the streets and say it to me then. You know, so when you begin to expose these people, one of the first things that they're going to call you, just like we looking at this guy, is an agent. Who cares? Come to West Baltimore and expose me then. Let's do it. Because just like my brother just gave the clues on how to look people up, run a search. All you got to do is run a search on your brother Tahaka Bay. You know, and so again, people like this guy, Rata, family, don't even engage in friendly conversation with this guy. Because even a friendly conversation could probably be trying to gain your confidence and take you over the cliff with some of this information that we're talking about. Are you still there, my brother Jonathan?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So let me see if anybody, real quick, we got about 5 minutes before the show ends. And I want to know, I'm about to take me a poll real quick. Before my brother come back on, let me about to take a poll. So family, I've been going and I've been showing these videos for the longest time. I've been challenging the information for the longest time. So now we have come to the end of the road. The same sister right here that's in the Fez is the one that's automatically now, because he's about to be exposed for loving in the European when the Prophet Noble Ali tell us not to do that. He explicitly tell us not to do that. But it might be in his past, but that's okay. We're going to bring the poll to the table. Y'all seen all the videos I did. Y'all witnessed all the information that I provided. Now, we're going to show how this brother here, Jamhal Latimer, Jamhal Flicks, Jamal Abdullah Bey, running around spreading all of these lies. Now, we find them boo loving. We find them boo loving. Not one time, not one time, not one time, but quite a few times boo loving. When our prophet tells us we need to learn to love instead of hate, that don't mean we need to learn to make love with the pale skinned nation of Europe. So we got him right here, boo loving again. Now, family, I'm going to leave it up to you. We got him boo loving, and now he recently tried to use the sister to cover up his madness. Tried to use the sister to cover up his madness. So, family, now the question becomes this. Do we snatch his fez, and do we let him continue to teach? 1, snatch his fez. 2, let him carry on. I'm going to count the ones as they roll up. Do we snatch his fez? Oh, wait, we got 1 snatch. Do we snatch his fez? I need to know, do we snatch his fez? Wait, snatch his fez is coming. Snatch his fez. Everybody saying snatch his fez. Snatch. Snatch his YouTube fez. Snatch his fez. Brother Jamal, we might have to snatch your fez. I'm going to let my guest answer me too. See what he think. All right? Got to let my guest answer me too. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Brother, are you finished? Did you find what you was looking for?
As far as what?
Oh, you said you was going to look on what's... Oh, you going to do that later?
Yeah. I'm going to find it later, and I'm going to send it to you.
All right, brother. We 5 minutes in closing, and I think the results is in, and we got to snatch his fez. Brother, I've already taken the tassel off. Family, I've taken the tassel off. No tassel. And everybody say snatch the fez. Jamhal Latimer must snatch your fez. no longer can wear this fez. And let me tell you what, this is symbolic to what really happened. In closing, Jonathan, check this out. This is really symbolic to what really happened. Jamal Flicks and that sister went to Chicago on October the 15th of this year, acting as if they were trying to enter into the sacred chamber of the Moorish Science Temple of America. They walked up to a group of Moors that I'm very well familiar and very close to. Listen to this, Jonathan. They goes up to the temple and asks, can they enter into their adapt chamber? Do you hear this audacity, brother?
I seen it. I seen the post. I think I know what you're talking about.
They went up there to see if they could enter into the sacred chamber of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and said that some Moors in California vouched for them. You know what happened to them? This why the show is named Don't Make Me Snatch Your Fez. They snatched the fez right off his head. In the Mecca, wow. They snatched the fez right off his head. Now let me tell you, these are some thoroughbred Moorish Americans. So if anybody want to doubt this, we can get the thoroughbreds on the phone. Matter of fact, these thoroughbreds in the Mecca is the ones that provided me security in the Mecca when I went to the spring equinox one time. You see, these are some thoroughbreds, and we got many more thoroughbreds that ain't gonna be playing with you guys. So from this day forward, Jamal, brother, we don't want to see you misrepresenting this fez. It already been snatched once. Go on back to your European lifestyle with your European women. Let us uplift our people. Let us take our people to the level where we supposed to be. Let us handle our business. Let us teach our people about the God in them, and not fighting this imitation God European. He's an imitation. We ain't worried about fighting him no more. We fighting ourselves, our lower selves, trying to overcome so we can come together. And when our numbers come together on a spiritual high, then we can go ahead and set up something and maintain who we are, or who we were, and who we are destined to be. Go back with your European women. Why you want to come into the Moorish paradigm? Why you want to come into the Moorish Science Temple of America thought and cause confusion? Leave that alone. Don't be an Indian or something. I mean, create something new. Leave that Moorish thing alone, because you're just starting more confusion. And we're going to be back next week with my friend, and I'm going to turn him to the chief investigator, because we got some good investigators on Moorish World TV, but he knows some of the tricks that I know when I be pulling up them pictures on people. And so we're going to start bringing it to the people. And inshallah, Jonathan, I want you to know, brother, that you can come, brother, and we're going to sit at the table. And I'm going to show you what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught. I'm going to show you how the temple turns into a government. I'm going to show you how everything that they talk about could be possible if you do it through the system as created by Prophet Noble Drew Ali under the umbrella of the Moorish Science Temple of America through unity. You follow what I'm saying, brother Jonathan?
Yeah, because I never really, well, like I've been in the temple and it was upstate New York, but you know, it was run by some renegade, you know, cats as well, and it it's just crazy, man. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on here in New York.
I got you, bro.
With this MOORS stuff, and it's just out of control, man.
Bro, I got you. Stay in tune with me. I'm locking your number in. I got you, bro. I got you, bro.
Right.
Because I know for a fact, and you can ask our brother, our friend who connected us, you know, and you can watch the Moorish World TV program. Watch what I do on the ground. Pay attention to my Facebook. Watch all the moves that we make with these government officials. We're going to put them in check in a way that they will respect who we are, not by trying to basically put an intellectual BB gun up against their head, talk about I own the land foolishness. That's an intellectual BB gun. It never works. You know what I mean? You're spitting spitballs at somebody with a cannon. You're throwing rocks at a tank. That's silly. Anything you like to say in closing, my brother?
Yeah, man, I just would like the people, you know, like, don't be martyrs for a cause that, you know, can potentially get you killed. And like, one thing someone always told me is like, listen, if you're not there, like in your child's life, you don't know who's going to be in there. So you got to do what's right, you know, for your family, and stop taking advice from these people that don't even have families, because they don't have nothing to lose, but you have everything to lose. So with that being said, I just want, you know, people to, you know, just do the right things. Like, don't get locked up, man. It's not worth it. Once you get locked up, your body does not belong to you, you know? So, yeah, with that being said, I'm done.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you. Uh-oh. Hey, brother, so we're going to come back next week and do a recap, and we're going to do some more research and bring it more to the public so that people can be aware. Islam, you with that, brother?
Peace, family. Yes, man, that sounds good.
That sounds good. Peace and love, family. I want to thank my guest, Jonathan, and we're going to see more of him. I appreciate the brother spending the time with us, you know, just to help people. You know, a lot of people don't understand that this is really just to help people, man. This is not about him getting any shine. I'm not paying this brother nothing. I'm not getting paid for this. I mean, you know, I ain't gonna front. YouTube may give you 5 cents, maybe a half a cent a view now, and I don't know. They might give you 2 cents. I wonder what they pay now. About maybe 2 cents a view. They do pay you something, but I ain't doing this for that. I'm doing this, man, so we can wake our people up, so we can get to the real Moorish science tip of America. And part two is going to be even more. You know what I mean? Even more. You see? Even more. So that's it. What it is. Let me give it, just like my brother say, shout out to Kenyatta Bay. The man is love. Shout out to my brother, shout out to the Unity Temple, man. Shout out to the Unity Temple doing big things. Shout out to all the Moors out there doing big things. You know, keep your head up. Know for sure that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught a doctrine that many people don't even know all the parts to, you know, but the parts are here. We got the parts to put it together. Shout out to the noble temples. You know what I mean? The noble temples. You know, all those members that are doing their part to imitate the prophet and demonstrate the prophet in full. With that, family, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Don't forget, family, tomorrow, family. Don't forget tomorrow. I don't want y'all to forget tomorrow for nothing. Tomorrow, family, we got a good one. Y'all know we got a good one, so you got to be here. You got to be here tomorrow. And I'm about to make the flyer in a few minutes, you know, to get this one out, because we got a good one tomorrow, family. What we're going to be doing is this here. Tomorrow, right tomorrow night, Ishmael Bey. I mean, and I'm going to put on the flyer, Nation of Islam. Since he got approval, Stephen X versus former, just like it say, former or ex-Nation of Islam Scientologist critic, Ishmael Bey. There we go. Tomorrow night, family. I hope I see y'all there, because it's going to be good. With that, peace and love, family. I'm out.